And next question. Um, why do you think so many homophobic people in the Catholic Church blame homosexuality for the abuse that's been going on for so long?
Well, they, people like to blame other people. I know that for a fact. But the Catholic Church has been a perfect place to hide your sexuality. In history, if you were gay and you didn't want to admit that you were gay, you would either go into the military, into military service, or you would go into the church because because of the vow of celibacy, and people would accept that and wouldn't question that. So it's a natural hiding place. And as far as sexual abuse goes, um, there's sexual abuse from straight priests. I remember my mother talking about these old stories about nuns being pregnant and aborting and burying their children, the fetuses under the monastery, so. Basically, you have it all over because one thing that the Catholic Church has done, and also the Orthodox Church to a lesser extent, is they have basically prohibited sexual marriage. Marriage because of the church wanted to save its property. In the past, the church allowed married priests, but once the priests retired and gave the property to their children, there was no obligation for the children to also be priests. So many times the Catholic Church lost its property that way. So what the Catholic Church decided to do is prohibit marriage in the clergy, and that is very unnatural. If you want to talk about something unnatural, that's unnatural. So, as a result, priests have sex on the side, depending upon their orientation, all illegitimate and undercover. Seminarians would have relationships and all of that. So, or there would be illicit relationships between nuns and priests, or there would be sexual abuse of children, be it male or female, depending on the orientation of the priest, but somehow a lot of priests just fail to suppress their sexual desires, which the Catholic Church demands. The Orthodox Church is more reasonable. The Orthodox Church says, if you get married and you want to be a priest, we will ordain you. But if you decide to be a priest and then get married, we won't allow the marriage.
Mm-hmm. And is there hope for the church to love and accept the LGBTQ plus community as they are without changing them? What do you think?
I think there is hope, and you see this hope in Pope Francis's call for the Senate to monitor the census fidelis. We have this headline here in the National Catholic Reporter, basically saying that the laity would like more leadership of women in the priesthood and more acceptance of the LGBTQ community in the church. So yes, there is hope.
Good. And is there anything else you would like to say?
No.
That's okay. So one more time, Ernest, can you please show your book for everyone to see?
Yes. This is the book, and the thing that makes it unique is that I have the actual text. That way nobody can dispute the veracity of the translation. You can look it up, you can see the text, look it up in a Greek dictionary or lexicon to see or to debate whether the accuracy of my translation. And that's one of the unique properties of my book.
And I do have one more question.
Sure.
How can people respond when people attack you or anyone when they use the Bible as a weapon? For example, when they say the phrase, the Bible clearly says ...
The Bible clearly says nothing. It reads something. You have to remember, the Bible was written, the newest parts of the Bible was written 2,000 years ago for a culture that no longer exists, that had customs that no longer apply. And you have things in the Bible that people don't understand. There's a verse in the Bible that says, you shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk. Of course, we're talking about goats here. And not very many people know why that is written in the Bible.
Right. Or, for example, how would you respond if someone says, the Bible clearly says marriage is between a man and a woman, homosexuality is wrong, blah, blah, blah?
The Bible doesn't talk about homosexual relationships. It basically, any time that it mentions homosexuality, it's basically talking about sacred prostitution. It's basically, Father McNeil made it very clear, and it's very clear in the first chapter of Romans, that the connection between homosexual acts and idol worship are connected. And it does not talk about a loyal, dedicated relationship between two individuals. In fact, it basically talks about promiscuity. The Bible doesn't mention homosexuality as far as committed relationships. It's always talking about sacred prostitution. And the verses in Romans basically says that these people are promiscuous, and it's because of their promiscuity that they are getting sick.